What is going on, guys? My name is Brian and welcome back to another Minecraft video. In this video, guys, I want to have something that I want to talk about with you on more of a personal and kind of real talk level, I guess. And then I also kind of want to take a trip down memory lane and show y'all my very first ever Minecraft world. The world that started me off in Minecraft and led me to where I am. So we are starting off in the spawn, and keep in mind, guys, this world was, at the time I played it with 3 friends: Joseph, also known as Zapper Joe; James, also known as Killer, which I believe y'all probably seen Killer in previous videos or whatever. But we're basically in spawn right here in this first house that you see here, or what I guess you could call a house. This was Zapper Joe's, Joseph's house, and he also owns that, and he owns a lot of this. So I'll tell you, what I made and what other people made, and therefore. But I kind of want to take a trip down memory lane with you guys and just show y'all how everything happened, how I got into Minecraft, and how it to bring up my passion for it right to now. Okay, but what I want to start off talking about is the reason I haven't been uploading the past 2 weeks, I believe, is just because I felt like I went wrong somewhere on my YouTube channel. I don't know what it is. I think it's just me trying to make all these series that I think you are gonna enjoy, and it turns out that I just start them and then I never finish them, and that's not a good thing to have in a channel, especially if you want to be any type of successful, if that wasn't correct at all. But so I don't know, man, I just felt like somewhere along making my channel I screwed up, and I decided I needed to take a break and really think about how I did it and what I can do to change that from here on out. And I'm still not sure. I'm still not. And I want y'all to let me know if y'all feel the same way. Do y'all feel like I screwed up? And, what can I do to make it right? So, because I used to have this, like, kind of loyal fan base. I mean, I don't want to say it like that, but I used to have, I would say, let's just say on average, 5 people that were constantly on my channel, commenting regularly, giving me feedback. And now I only see 1 of them, 2 of them maybe. And I think that's just, from what I've done and how I've went about doing my YouTube channel and whatnot. And I think I'm just gonna have to basically simplen it up. Take away all these series, take away all this stuff, and just go back to the basics. And just play some Battlefield if that's what y'all want. Minecraft. I'll start my Minecraft series up again when they release it for the Xbox One. And then Titanfall. Titanfall is about to come out. I'm excited for that. So there'll be a lot of Titanfall on my channel, Forza, So I think I'm just going to have to, go back to the basics and, try to basically start from scratch in a way. And just try to right my wrongs and continue and, have fun along the way. But anyways, guys, on a more fun note, I guess, I'm going to, take y'all through a tour. So bear with me. It's going to be a longer video, but it's going to show y'all the where everything started and where everything happened. So this is not actually where everything happened. This happened kind of later on in the world where this house was built, because I got Minecraft when it first came out. And Joseph and James, the other people's stuff that you're going to see throughout this video, they got theirs later on, maybe a week or 2 later. So I already had some progress done on the world. So I decided to make a house right here where this big thing is. Now, keep in mind, from the outside, you're like, ew, what is that? It's hideous. Yes, it's hideous. I know, it's ugly. But this was my first ever house. And y'all see on the inside, I like the inside a lot. The inside is where I where I prevailed in and really done some. Keep in mind, guys, this was before creative mode, so all these big pixel art things and all that I'll get to in a bit, but they were not done in creative mode. They were done in survival, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But right here, there was a house, and think of it kind of like a house with a village. You think of a village house, put that right here, get rid of all this. That was the first house. And all this grass right here, this all used to be sand, all of it. And we just got to the point where like, you know what, we hate sand. Let's, let's get some grass down. So we decided we're gonna dig it all up and put grass down. That's why you can dig down and there's sand over here. Because this used to be nothing but, it used to be a desert basically. And we just decided that's not gonna work for us. We're gonna take this, and this random obsidian block has been here from the start. Okay, I put it here and I never mind it, and it'll always be here. It's like my pet rock. Okay, think of it as my pet rock. Good boy. Okay, so I had a little house. Think of it like a village house. It was just a basic like square house, but it had like a triangle roof where it's just and then it had a little underground area where it had like some red wool, and I was gonna make that into like, I don't know, some kind of lounge or something. But I had a problem where creepers, because keep in mind, I was a Minecraft noob. I didn't know anything about Minecraft. I'm just starting out. I was making mistakes. And I remember when I first got my first fishing pole, I stayed up and I was like fishing for hours because I thought it was so fun. I was throwing it. I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. But I always had the problem with the little house is that it kept getting blown up by creepers. And it was pissing me off. I would make the house. I would go out, get some supplies, come back, boom. No! So I built a huge wall around my house. And that was, for me, that was my thing. Like, okay, all the mobs are going to stay out. There's a huge wall around my house. I can't do anything. And then I got bored one day. And this was, by the time I got the wall up and all, James and Joseph, they had moved into the world, and Joseph started building his little house over there. And at the time, there was an island over here. It wasn't connected like this. We made it all. We connected it and all. But there was an island and mountains and stuff behind that pixel art sucks sign. And James's house was right there. And mine was right there. And we were just having fun. We're building. And then, they kept getting lost. So I decided, you know what? We are going to try to prevent that. So I built like a big pole up, and I like put a spiral staircase around it. We ended up calling it the screw, and I put a big room of basically glowstone at the top. That way you could see it from pretty far away, and if you ever got lost, you just see that, you make your way back to the village. And then eventually I was like, you know what, I'm not happy with my house. So I tore it all down and started making this thing, whatever you want to call it, this giant box. So without any further ado, we are going to go inside of it. And see, you can see, like, if you watch some of my other videos, you can see where I developed my actual style and have changed it a lot. But we're just going to start off with the living room. And these doors are jacked up because updates or whatever. Like I said, I didn't play on this in creative mode. And once creative mode came out, I already had like all these built, and I just, people accuse you, oh, that's creative mode, buddy. So I lost all motivation. I just basically started a new world, fresh start. So once creative mode dropped, I basically stopped playing on this world. But so this was the inside, and I love the inside of this house so much. Like, I was so proud of this house. And still to this day, I think the inside is really well put together. Now, if I was doing it again today, I would make some changes. Like, I think it's kind of weird that this couch is so close to the front door. I mean, if there's a fire, this is a hazard. But, so this would be like the living room area, and then we would have like the dining room over there, and then this would be the kitchen. And I have a little secret down there. We'll get to it in a little bit if I can press that button. No? Okay. So in this, and then we dug out all this area, and you can see once again where it was like sand, and we just flattened it out and put this water in and put glowstone. And then this was like a view, and I really like this. I was really happy about this house. I really liked it, and I just was really proud of what this house became. And at the time, you got to think this is when Minecraft first came out, so there wasn't a whole lot of uh, great builders at the time. I'm not saying there wasn't any, but like out of my friends, like the inside of this house was like wow. So at the time, like everybody liked it. It was really cool. Of course now it's not all that great, but this is. And then this was like my little office area where I had a cool view and whatnot. And at one point I thought about, just go ahead and break this. At one point I thought about like digging out and making this some sort of like balcony area, but I just never got around to that. And that's where one day me and a friend, we decided we were going to try to play with some note blocks and see if we can make something. It failed horribly. We didn't make anything. But this was my little office area. And then for those of you that might not have known, like if y'all are old to the, if y'all weren't around when it first came out, pretty early on in the game they found out this glitch where basically you could duplicate any item and basically have unlimited of that item. And that's what y'all see here. Not like where I get all this wool from. It's not like, oh, he went into creative. No, I did a duplication glitch. Don't worry, it's not creative. It's a duplication glitch, and at the time it was really cool. So I'll go ahead and show y'all down in my little storage area if we can get down in there. Okay, where you see just a bunch of random stuff, and this is here just because. Go ahead and no, but just know that there's my lava fountain is above that. Just know that. But as y'all see, like right here, all these pickaxes and how they're all the same, and that's because like when my friend first taught me to duplicate, we got a little crazy with it. We just started like duplicating everything, diamonds up the wazoo, and then we duplicated like all the wolves because I started getting bored and I was like, okay, I want to start making pixel art because at the time nobody made pixel art. Like, this was way before creative mode came out. This was, like, right after the first update came out that dropped pistons. Which, by the way, I thought this was, like, the coolest thing ever. Like, this little piston trash can thing. I thought, like, this was the coolest thing ever. And it's, looking back, it's like, oh, what is that, Brian, really? So, this is just basically the beginning. And this is, like, where it all started. And I just kept duplicating and duplicating like all this wool, arrows, and stuff. How did that chest get backwards? Okay. And back then you used to like put it in the dispenser and mine it. And I don't even remember how to do it anymore. But it was somewhat like dispensers and mining it, and it'll duplicate it. And I don't know. It's back in the day. And then. So I started building the house and I got finished with it. And now I'm like, oh crap, what now? So we'll go ahead and sleep. We need to go night-night. Get through here. Yeah, I would definitely move the couch looking on it now. So we're just going to go ahead and sleep. And then we'll continue. And if y'all look around, this was all on survival, like I said. And this was way before any of the updates. So that's why you see no enchantment stuff, none of that. Because this was way before that was even around in Minecraft. Oh, by the way, guys, this was from the start, too. I forgot to mention. This was my old mining shaft, and I'm not going to go down in it because it goes forever and ever and ever, and it's like a 30-minute video just going through that. And then I got bored, so I started building, like, pixel art. And at the time, nobody was building pixel art, really. So, like, it was, like, huge. People were like, oh, my God, a pigman, a dog. So in the order of the pixel art, it went the dog, the pigman, the master chief, the fallout guy, and then the pixel art sucks. And then right before creative mode came out. Oh, by the way, funny story about this pixel art sucks. Like I said, James's house used to be here, and me and Joseph had a vote that we didn't like the way James's house looked in front of my house and the pixel art, and we thought it was ruining. So we kind of burnt his house down and blew it up. I think there might actually be like remains of, yeah. Here's the big hole where his house once stood, and I think it's a lot bigger. There's some more parts where like we just put TNT. Yeah, this is the remains of his old storage room, and oh, I didn't even remember all this was still here. Oh my god. So yeah, this is truly like a trip down memory lane. Like I'm rediscovering stuff with you guys, and yeah, this is what remains of his old mine shaft and all of that before we. Is this a tree? What is this? Before we decided, you know what, James, we don't like the way your house is tearing down how our houses look. Or mine, really, because we wanted to continue making pixel art. We wanted to continue making the world look cool. And we just decided that James's house was not helping with that, so we blew it up one day. And he wasn't very happy about that, but he relocated somewhere. I don't even remember if he ever relocated before we started the new world. But we ended up flattening out this mountain, and this was gonna be where like we were just gonna make all this pixel art, make all these cool stuffs here, all this cool stuff. But then, creative mode dropped, and we just kind of drifted away from this world. But this is a Mexican creeper, and then Skyrim character. But Joseph was always one to like move houses really fast. So you'll see like different structures and stuff along with the video, because I'm gonna give you a full in-depth walkthrough. So this is probably gonna be almost an hour video. So bear with me, guys. So this was Joseph's second house, and keep in mind we were always playing with each other, not like that. I know what y'all are thinking. That came out wrong. I didn't mean it like that. We were always messing. You know what, y'all? Nah. Okay. So this big track is, there's an achievement where you got to go like 500 meters on a track in a single direction. So it basically goes from one side of the map all the way to the other. Although I don't think this is the end of the map. But this used to be Joseph's house. It connected to that house, and we had fun with TNT. I think it was James actually that did that to get back at Joseph for what we did to his house. Let's see if there's anything still in there. Nah. So this is what remains of Joseph's second house, and from that Joseph moved not quite to this house yet. He didn't make this huge hotel thing yet. And Joseph's always been kind of like a weird builder where he uses, put it this way, Joseph doesn't build to look cool. Joseph builds to build. So if you give him pink wool and dirt, he will build like a house and think it's just like the best thing ever. So this is, if we can ever get back there. So Joseph kind of had a fetish for furnaces. I'm just giving y'all a warning. Joseph really liked the way furnaces looked at the time, so he made a lot of furnaces. Which y'all see here. So y'all see a lot of furnaces, right? Yeah, not even close. He just made like all these furnaces, and what is this? I didn't even know this was here. Whoa, I don't remember this at all. Okay, so I guess he had like his little own oasis thing. I don't know what that is. But Joseph like really liked furnaces. So he would always build stuff, and he basically put furnaces everywhere. And whatever that update did, it messed up every single door on this map. And I think James's new house where he relocated was somewhere back here. But I'm not gonna go look for it just for time's sake. So Joseph loved furnaces, and this was the second to last house he built, or no, third to last, if that's correct. I don't know, but he built this, and then he loved furnaces, so he just made a crap ton of furnaces and just put them down everywhere. So if you ever need to smelt something, this is where you come. And so Joseph just, I don't know, he just really liked furnaces for whatever reason. I guess he thought they looked cool or whatever. He wanted a furnace army. I don't know, but for whatever reason he did that. And then from that, he wanted to build a hotel where he would like charge people diamonds or whatever to stay when they joined our world. That way they wouldn't die and whatnot. So he built this giant, what he would call the hotel, which has suffered some extreme like fire and TNT things where, as you see, like I said, Joseph didn't really care about like the patterns he used. He just put stuff together, and in a way, I don't know. In a way, I guess it's good because he was just playing the game to have fun. Which, where's your Stokehouse? Which is always good. And he just built all these rooms, and it was just like, yeah, I have the best thing ever. And he basically spent the remainder of his time on this world here. And this is like the bell tower thing where I don't even know. Joseph had weird builds, to say the least. Oop, no. And then Joseph built something. I don't remember what it was. I think he was going to build another one, and we were like, no, and we burnt it down. So that's where you see like blocks just floating on fire. So moving on with that, that's gonna finish up Joseph's like kind of tour, because Joseph, like, it was always Joseph. Like, Joseph always worked on his own basically, and me and James, we worked on our own a lot too, but we also worked together on a lot of like plans, and we always try to make like little mini games we could do and have fun and stuff. Versus Joseph was always kind of on his own, doing his own thing. So that's why you see where Joseph's stuff is all way out there. And let's see, where should I go? Oh, to the portal room. Yes, the underwater portal room. How could I forget about that? So there was a time where I had a portal in my backyard when I had the fence up around my whole house, where there was a whatchamacallit. Oh yeah, when I had the creeper problem. Sorry, I just couldn't think of anything. So I had to relocate the portal, and I was like, ooh, what about if we had an underwater portal room? Like, I've never seen that before. I'm like, oh, that would be sick. Underwater portal room, let's do it. So one day I decided I was going to make an underwater portal room, and I finally made it, and we got a horrible spawn. A extremely horrible spawn. Twice, actually. And we had to put an end to that by kind of building up. As y'all can see, we are surrounded by no land. It is completely lava surrounding all of us. So you can imagine the surprise coming out of a portal and having nothing but lava. And then we're like, crap. So we try to make a portal in a different area, and bam, we spawned right there. So we destroyed that portal, and then we made this portal, and we just slowly but surely made our path over here to land. And this was a room where we were gonna make like a little house or whatever, to make like our own little like village house kind of in the Nether, but it didn't really work out because at the time, like I said, we were all new to Minecraft. We were Minecraft noobs. The Minecraft experience I previously had was PC creative mode. And PC creative mode, you don't do the normal stuff. You don't sleep and all that. So when I put a bed down the Nether and tried to sleep, it went boom. And at the time, we were like, what? It must have been a ghast or whatever. So, you know what we did? We did it again. And then we found out if you put a bed in a portal room, it ends in catastrophic explosive damage. So that was a lesson that we unfortunately had to learn the hard way. And I think we made something up here. I don't remember. I think we were going to make something up here, but it just never got finished. But one thing we did try to make was we wanted to make like a little obstacle course room, which didn't really work, and it definitely doesn't work now, being that now you can just sprint jump, versus back then you couldn't sprint. It was just, oh crap, how did I die? But anyways, we just try to make a little portal room, or obstacle course rather, and that way you could have friends come over, because we always had people in our world looking at it, playing with us, things like that. And we decided we wanted to have a little bit more fun. So we tried to build that little obstacle course. And now it didn't work. But back then it was pretty fun. We died probably 1,000 times trying to make it, testing it out, falling in lava. And this was where I built crops. But back then you didn't need crops because there wasn't a hunger bar. So like it was pretty much useless. And I think this is where I had, yeah. So every once in a while we'd get bored and we'd try to kill each other. So I kind of made a stash of materials because every once in a while we'd get bored, we'd blow up the world, and we'd basically have like a giant Hunger Games game where we just had to kill each other and survive and one another, just messing around. So that's where that is. And then if we go over here, you see some more nether brick. Well, I had an idea. What if I make like a little mini nether in here? And it didn't last very long before I just got bored and gave up on it, realizing it was going to be a lot more work than I was ready to do. So that was another failed project. But if we go over here, I believe it's just right up here. We will run into we will run into this was Project Diamond or Operation Diamond. Basically, I decided screw it one day, and I was just gonna mine a 3x3 radius all the way to bedrock to try to find diamonds because we were low on diamonds. We kept dying, whatnot, and I got here and I kept mining and mining, and we found a ton of diamond. And then during this, they dropped the add-on for pistons, and we needed slime balls. And at the time, slime balls only spawned in basically you had to make a slime ball follow. Blech. We had to make a slime spawner, okay? So this is our big slime spawner. I believe it's 100 by 100. And I couldn't tell you how long this took. This took so long for us to do. We would run into lava, and it was just a pain. But we finally got it done, and we finally got our... And you got to remember, there was a duplication glitch. So all we really needed was like one, and we were like set. So we did all that work just to get, that one slime. And then by the time we got that, we didn't even use pistons. We used, I believe, like I used that one piston for the little trash can thing. But other than that, I don't remember us using like any pistons. So we did all that work for pretty much nothing. But in the process, we did find a ton of diamonds, like a ton. But of course, by the time we had, and this was before, that was just a tunnel, and then we decided that's where we're going to put the slime spawner. So I'll go ahead and show y'all the little secret I did. So like I said, I was always trying to make the world like interesting and add fun things to do. So I decided, what if I make like my little underground bunker, like a man cave kind of thing. And I never finished this, but this is where I started. This was going to be like a little lobby area, which I never got to finish. And then this is where I kept all my puppies. Yes, I have a lot of puppies. One thing I did like, which I don't think lighting really works for it anymore. No, they changed the lighting, but it used to be like pitch black besides these, so it used to look like a real trans system, which at the time it was like really cool. But now it's just another failed attempt. Or it might just be my brightness is up, so it doesn't look nearly as good. But once you finally get across, you get to another thing. And yes, what kind of man cave is there without a strip club? And at the time I was like, man, nobody's made a strip club yet, so I have to make one. So this is my attempt at making a strip club. And it turned out somewhat. Okay. With the little strip bars or whatever. And then across, I made a I made a maze. So it's a huge like maze system, and it's very complicated. And it's basically a troll, because once you get to the end, it's like LOL, find your way back. And so we had so much fun, People would go in there, and then they would be like, yes, I'm finished. And they were like, good, now you got to find your way back. And they were just like, fuck. So it was like a kind of like a troll, but it was a lot of fun to mess around with friends and stuff. And then when we played the Hunger Games, I used to like get all my dogs together, come back here and retreat, because there's only one way you can come, through to get me. And I used to like mine it up, take all these torches down, so it was like pitch black. We used to have a lot of fun playing on this world. It used to be a lot of fun. So I'm trying to think, what else is there to show y'all that I missed? I showed y'all the spawns. I showed y'all. I think I showed y'all almost everything. Oh no. And I remember getting stuck in there so many times because like 3 people would try to climb up at once, and we would all be stuck at the top. Let's see. Is there anything I forgot? So this was where we tried to make the blocks. Try to make music, and it never really worked out. Oh yes, over here. I believe it's over here is where I lost my first diamond. I think it was, no. Was it right here? There was somewhere, like when I first found diamond, I mean, you gotta think about it. When you first found diamond, you were happy. You were a happy camper. So finding diamond for me was a huge deal. Oh, this is where I found my first dungeon. Oh, still stuff in there. This is where I found my first dungeon, and it. Oh, okay. Well, that's where the first dungeon was found, and I remember dying somewhere over there. I think it was in the water. I think I was like digging up for mining, and I just came up underwater and I just drowned, or sand fell on me, something. And I remember losing it, and I was so mad, and I was searching everywhere, trying to find out where I died. And that's when I ended up finding the dungeon, and it was so upsetting. Because when you first found diamond, you're happy. You're like, yes, it's a break. You don't got to mine anymore. You can just build, and I did it again. Typical Brian, always screwing around twice. So that was like huge letdown. Like everybody at the time we called each other like a village. So at the time, me, James, and Joseph, we were all like, no, like we were all sad, and that's when we started Operation Diamond, because my whatchamacallit, my mine shaft, I mined so far, and it just took so long to get to the end to start mining again. So I decided to open up Operation Diamond. And if y'all wondering, Brian, why is it just random obsidian? This is the funny story one. So James, this was back when this was back when we were noobs, and me and Joseph, we had a funny idea. What if we make a obsidian room, like a small obsidian room? And this was like right after we lost the diamonds. So I was like the only one that had diamond at the time, because James and Joseph, we didn't have enough to get them, or they didn't find theirs or whatever. So James went in there, and there was an iron door, and the only way to open an iron door is with a button, a torch, something like that. So once he went in there, he was stuck, and it was so funny. Like, I remember he got so angry, and then eventually me and Joseph I end up mining him out. But it was funny. We always played little tricks and pranks on each other. Like, me and James used to put pressure plates with TNT in front of Joseph's house every once in a while, and they used to do that to me, and we used to have a lot of fun. I remember once I had a little roller coaster back here, and I don't think there might still be the tunnel actually, where where it used to be. I think it's covered up somewhere over here. I don't know, but I got bored one day, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna build a giant roller coaster. It was another. I mean, it worked out, but it wasn't giant by any means, and kind of sucked. And at the time, I didn't realize this, but like, and one of my friends pointed this out, and this was, way after we stopped playing on this world. He was just on here, and then he got, like, in my TNT stash. I'm like, oh, he found it. Like, I thought he found it on the inside of the house. No. He just went to the roof, which is a good idea. And I remember making this, a little sign that says Brian. And this was before I started making pixel art. So I thought it was, like, so amazing. I was so happy with it. It took so long. And it turns out it really sucks. It really sucks. I'm just falling off of everything today. It turns out it really, it just blew. But yeah, guys, so that's the end of this world. That was basically the start. And I know I'm probably missing stuff out, and there's a lot I probably left out of this world. And oh yes, how could I forget this? So this chest used to be like, it used to be the junk chest or whatever, where, like, if we were running out of room in our house and we had, like, dirt, sand, wood, or whatever we didn't need, we still all come and put it in here. That way, if James needed, like, I don't know, say he needed string or whatever, something like miscellaneous or something weird, he could just come over here, look in the chest, and if they had some good, if they didn't, then that's something that we had to go find. So that's something that we really liked and had a lot of fun with. And I believe this is where we try to invite another friend in to build his house over there. But, it was towards the end. It was towards the end of the world, so like I said, we just stopped playing on the world after creative mode came out. We started some new worlds, and but every once in a while I think it's nice to come back and look and bring back memories of how everything started and what everything used to be. So if y'all enjoyed this video, guys, leave a thumbs up. Really leave a comment about what I was talking about earlier, and let me know what y'all really think, because I've just not been feeling my YouTube channel lately. And not only that, it's just I've had a lot of other things on my mind. I recently got a girlfriend, and I said that like I just never get girlfriends. So I recently started talking to this girl or whatever, and now we're dating, I guess you could say. So she's been on my mind a lot lately, and it's kind of been distracting me from making videos, and I've just basically been coming home and just watching Netflix. And if y'all haven't watched a TV series called Arrow, stop what you're doing after you watch this video and go watch it. It's an amazing series, and it's awesome. It's probably one of my favorite series of all time. But alright, guys, like I said, if y'all enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up. If you want to help my channel grow and keep up to date when I upload new videos, subscribe. Follow me on Facebook. It's the easiest way to keep in touch with me. And as always, guys, I will see you in the next video.